Well, this is a surprise. Not sure if it's the good kind. I thought someone was joking when they said Morrigan was here, requesting an audience with... I'm sorry, just who are you? I mean, I know who the weird talking witch is, but you, I can't say I know who you are.
You can call me Rook, and I'm not even sure how to answer. Just who am I exactly to you, Morrigan? Because I still have no idea.
I suppose protégé would be an accurate word, or mentee perhaps. Either way, Alistair, Flemeth raised her as my replacement in the event I failed, and now that my mother is dead, I wasn't going to have her just not when knowing... Ugh, never mind.
Your replacement? That is actually really sad. But did you just say the old hag that talks too much is dead?
That's what I always said about her. That old hag did talk too much, and her cooking was terrible, and she is dead, which is why we are here. Anyway, we decided to do something that would really piss Flemeth off, and thought a funeral, the Chantry kind with the divine preaching, would really get the miserable old crone fuming from beyond the grave.
That's priceless. It's perfect. I can just picture that batty old hag now, just raging about it until she starts sprouting horns.
Anyway, we were thinking it would be even more of an insult to that old harpy if you were there. We already got the divine to agree to it. Sure, it means Morrigan has to offer herself up as a sacrificial lamb to the Chantry, and will be forced to recite some of the Chant of Light while acting as Flemeth, which I still can't wrap my mind around.
Oh ho ho, this just keeps getting better and better. Acting as your mother? Really? Considering you nearly set my hair on fire when I said you look like Flemeth and you're fine with this? You're actually going to do this? Whose idea was this anyway? There's no way Morrigan came up with this whole scheme.
Morrigan is standing right here. Just know you are very lucky you still live after having made that comparison. And I cannot take all the credit. This was a joint effort between Rook and myself. Why? Do you have an objection to it?
No, no objections. I'm just thoroughly amused by the whole idea. I mean, you, Morrigan, reciting the Chant of Light? I can already hear the collective gasps from the nobles and Chantry sisters. Maker, can you imagine the look on the Chantry sisters' faces when you start chanting? And the nobles will probably be too busy staring at you in shock to even pay attention to the service.
Oh, please, I'm sure the Chantry sisters have enough decorum not to gawk like ruffians. As for the nobles, they'll no doubt be more concerned with the scandal of Empress Celine's former pet apostate, reciting the Chant of Light.
Oh, you're probably right about the Chantry sisters. They'll likely just glare with disapproval. Seriously, though, are you feeling okay? You haven't come in contact with anything that would mess with your head to make you even want to do this? It just seems like a lot of effort to get back at your mother. And what's the hero of Ferelden think about it? Did you even tell him?
You think he and I managed to stay together this long by keeping things from one another, Alistair? Truly? Of course, I told him, and of course his reaction was similar to yours. He has insisted he attend to make sure I haven't gone completely mad.
I bet your son is finding this entertaining. I know I do, even if mildly concerning. Kieran always did have a good sense of humor. How's he doing anyway? I still can't get over how he was taller than his father the last I saw him.
He did find the absurdity of it as hilarious as you would expect. He said as much as he finds the idea of seeing me dressed in the unbelievably drab robes of a Chantry lay sister amusing, he suggested I should wear the robes I wore during the Fifth Blight to really aggrandize the stories of who I am, while adding to the farce of it all.
You still have them? Really? I wouldn't have taken you for a hoarder. When you lived in that swamp, it made sense you would be dressed in rags and worn leathers, but you were advisor to the Empress of Orlais. I can't imagine you would be able to just wander around the palace wearing them.
The same robes? No. I've altered them over time, adding better quality fabric and leather. There were moments when I found wandering around the Winter Palace wearing them a source of my own personal entertainment. The way the nobility behaved, as though I was engaged in some great offense, was worth keeping them.
I don't doubt they were offended. You should see the way they look at me whenever I have to go to Orlais on kingly business. Ferelden finery doesn't meet their fancy standards, and the disgust on their faces, I don't get it. They wear boots you can't even walk in, and I'm the weird one? Aren't boots supposed to make walking more comfortable?
I admit I did have to give in and start dressing more in line as they do. However, it would have required a team of highly trained Templars smiting me to get me in those boots they are so fond of. And I unequivocally protested, hiding my face behind a mask. Yes, I do still have the robes, and yes, I will wear them.
It's going to be really entertaining to see you chanting decked out in witch robes, but at least a few will try to spin it into a major Chantry win. I'm willing to bet they'll see the indoctrination of a witch of the wilds as a true sign of the Maker's return and get all the more preachy. Satire goes right over the heads of that lot.
Yes, I do see your point. I just don't see any way around it when we are dealing with people that intelligence has eluded. However, the more fervently the Chantry embraces this nonsense, 'twould be all the more infuriating to my mother, which had been our goal, was it not? Chantry irritation and gasping nobility was just an additional bonus.
Either way, count me in. It'll be just like old times, or as close as we're ever getting to it. We're all older, but our Chantry hijinks will live forever. I just hope the hero of Ferelden doesn't feel the need to threaten priests in your defense this time around.
He only did that to impress me, Alistair, and it worked perfectly. I was so very impressed. I could not wait to get him in my tent after that Chantry fiasco. Have you ever considered that had you intimidated more priests, you would not be ruling this country alone?
Ouch! I wondered just how long until your talons came out. That was a little harsh, even for you. Yeah, I'm still trying to forget how impressed you were. I had all I could do, not to projectile vomit everywhere, watching while you sank your claws into him, even before we made it out the Chantry door. It was disturbing, to say the least.
Oh my God! This has been one of the most amusing conversations I have ever overheard. But seriously, Morrigan, that is all it took? Threatening a priest? Wow, I feel like I don't know you at all.
Is it really so shocking that in my youth I found an attractive young man willing to threaten a priest after she demanded I disclose my legal status inside a Chantry filled with Templars? Impressive? Are you so young to forget how we were treated years ago?
When you think about it that way, I guess I can see why. But still, you couldn't even wait to get outside the Chantry? Really?
Yes, really. I still did not find it nearly as thrilling as what he did to the Urn of Sacred Ashes, even with all his anti-religious sentiment that I had not expected. So much so, had it not been for the demons that immediately attacked us, I may have had my way with him right there on the altar.
She's not even joking, they totally would have, and made the rest of us wait around while they did. I swear, no two people ever loved making people uncomfortable as much as them two. You had to see the way she would blush and he would smirk. It would have been adorable had they not been so weird about it all.
Now that you mention it, she does blush whenever he's around, and she tries so hard to act like she doesn't miss him, but anyone with eyes can see that's not true. But what did he do to the Urn of Sacred Ashes? Even I heard stories about how the ashes could heal everything.
Yes, fine. Just don't tell him, otherwise he'll have a dumb grin indefinitely, and no one will ever take him seriously again. And Rook? I will tell you about the urn, but Leliana must never learn the truth. 'Tis safe to assume she would rain the wrath of the Chantry upon him if ever she learned of it.
Oh, she definitely would, and she would be just as angry with the both of us for letting him do it. I mean, I always thought you were the scary one, but seeing her mad, it's actually quite terrifying. I'm almost positive she would send people after us, and unlike you, I can't just turn into a dragon and fly away.
You both can't be talking about the same woman that had us rescuing nugs. Then just like you said she would, went all cringe-inducing gushy over them. I just can't picture a crazy nug lady like the Divine as someone to be scared of. Was it really that bad what he did?
In this she would. The devout would view it as the greatest of sins. For us lacking minds full of Chantry fable, we saw only an elven ruin, full of demons and cultists that contained an urn like any other. 'Twas nothing too spectacular. I saw no solid evidence proving it otherwise.
It didn't help that the urn didn't seem all that special, just really plain, not what you think would hold the remains of a prophet. I really didn't think Sten was too far off when he called it a waste bin. But the ashes did work, though. They woke the Arl when everything else failed. We all saw how they worked.
Correlation does not imply causation. He may have woken up on his own in time, but we required expedience. I was the one who went into the Fade and fought the demon that possessed his son. The Arl was trapped in the Fade. I saw him there and attempted to speak with him.
But he did wake up when the ashes were used. You cannot ignore that.
Even so, it still doesn't prove what the ashes were. You were there, Alistair, in the temple. Did anything in that temple besides the strange spirits that spoke to us indicate it had anything to do with the dead Chantry prophet? But yes, the ashes did work, and my warden's only regret is that he did not take them all.
That temple is gone now, mostly gone. And so as long as we don't say anything about it, we don't have to worry about Leliana sicking the Chantry on us.
Especially when we need her to do this memorial service for Flemeth. Just think of how the papers are going to cover the service, and you just know they will.
Oh God, the thought never even crossed my mind.
As long as you don't change into an abomination during the chanting, I think the papers won't be too bad.
It would never be a more befitting conclusion to such an event held in Flemeth's honor than to transform into an abomination while chanting insufferable Chantry nonsense surrounded by zealots. My mother would be so proud.
Okay, yeah. Morrigan, you know, you're doing that thing you do where I can't tell if you're joking or if I need to be preparing myself for you to do something really dreadful.
Yes, because there is nothing I have ever wanted more from my life than to become an abomination. And you still wonder why I call you the Simpleton King?
Oh, for fuck's sake, Morrigan. I thought you said you weren't going to call him that this time.
It's fine. She usually says much worse. That's one of her more charming insults. And even a simpleton king such as myself can see she looks more and more like Flemeth with each passing day. Give it a few more years and she'll be a spot-on match.
You always bring that up? 'Tis infuriating. Had my warden not been so damn fond of you, I would have... Ugh. Had I been anything like my mother, Leliana discovering what part we had in concealing the truth of what happened to that blasted urn would be the least of your worries.
Oh my God. I can't believe all these years later and you're still so insecure about it.
And I still can't believe all these years later and you're still an absolute moron. I am done here. 'Twas such a pleasure.
That went well. She must really like you. Had anyone else said that about her looking like Flemeth, she would have transformed into a dragon and tore their freaking head from their body. Anyway, see you at the memorial?
Yeah, I know she does, Rook. And I probably did go a little low in saying she looks like her mother when knowing how much she hates it. She'll get over it. And hopefully before the memorial, because I am actually looking forward to it. I'll see you then.